All right, today we're doing something a little different. We are taking a fantastic short horror story and, well, we're going to pull it apart piece by piece to really see what makes it tick. In this explainer, we're breaking down how the woods of Stanridge Pines builds this kind of dread that just gets under your skin, and believe me, it stays there long after you're done. And everything, literally everything we're about to talk about starts right here. This one sentence was the writing prompt the author used. And you gotta understand, it's not just a guideline. It's the very DNA of the story. It sets up a promise right from the get-go that the real horror isn't gonna be some big reveal, but the total chilling lack of one. So, that's our mission today. We're going to explore the mechanics of fear when the real monster is the mystery itself. We're going to see how holding back information, breaking the fundamental laws of nature, and just leaving you hanging can be so much more terrifying than any monster with claws and fangs. Okay, so our story kicks off with two friends, Bruce and Kyle. They're heading to this super remote, perpetually frozen town called Stanridge Pines. And when I say remote, I mean it. This place is barely even a town. We're talking maybe 30 people living in cabins tucked away deep in the woods. Their plan, it's simple enough, right? A classic mountain camping trip. But the second they arrive, the reality of the place just hits different. The cold isn't just cold. The story describes it as a cold that cuts through everything. It feels unnatural. And that's before they get the first seriously cryptic warning. And here it is. This is the warning they get from the local store owner. It's such a classic piece of horror foreshadowing. Notice he's not just saying, hey, be careful out there. He's specific. The danger is in those woods, and the only safe place is near the cabins. It's a piece of advice our heroes hear, but, like all good horror protagonists, they don't really grasp the weight of it. Not yet, anyway. So the next day, Bruce and Kyle head out for their hike. And the story makes a really important point to describe the snow as pristine, totally undisturbed. Now, this little detail might seem small, but trust me, it is absolutely crucial. It's setting the stage for the story's first truly supernatural and deeply unsettling event. After hiking for a few hours, they stop, have some lunch, and then start heading back. But as they get close to the trailhead, Bruce notices something is wrong. And he asks this chillingly simple question. The tracks they made, the very proof of their journey just hours before, they're just gone. This right here is the first real violation of reality in the story. See, it's not a monster, it's not a ghost. It's something way more fundamental. The world itself is not behaving the way it's supposed to. The evidence of their own existence is literally being erased, which makes them feel powerless against some invisible force. And what they do next is like a scientific method for absolute terror. They test it. They make fresh footprints in the snow and just watch. The story counts out the seconds for us. 10, 15, 20, and poof, they're gone. They didn't see it happen. The tracks were just there 1 second and gone the next. The impossible is happening right in front of their eyes. Now, fast forward to the next morning. That abstract, kind of weird thing that happened on the trail, it's about to become a very real, very personal crisis. The dread that started out there in the woods is about to walk right into their cabin and take something from them. So Bruce gets up, he makes some breakfast, and he waits. But Kyle never shows. And when he finally checks the room, there are no signs of a struggle. Actually, it's the exact opposite. The bed is perfectly made, the room is neat, and that cleanliness is so much more chilling, isn't it? It implies that whatever happened to Kyle was effortless, clean, and completely unnatural. This is the crucial part. Bruce finds Kyle's footprints leading away from the cabin, but just like on the trail, they just end. They stop cold at an invisible line in the perfect snow. So Kyle didn't just wander off. He was erased from the world in the exact same way their footprints were. The two mysteries have just become one. Panicked, Bruce is standing at the edge of that invisible line, and he realizes something else is wrong. The forest is completely unnaturally silent. But then, inside that silence, a new sound starts up. Not in his ears, but inside his own head. A strange, compelling song. He's just compelled by this internal music, and it pulls him deeper and deeper into the woods. The song gets more intense, until it's deafening his own thoughts, just pulling him forward. And then he comes over a hill, and he sees it. In the middle of all that untouched snow, there's a perfect circle where the snow just stops. Inside that circle, 12 effigies are standing in their own smaller circle. It looks like some kind of bizarre, silent ritual. And right at the very center of it all is the story's terrifying climax. A massive 15-foot hand made of some kind of unfamiliar pitch-black stone. This is the heart of cosmic horror. The hand is reaching out of the earth, as if it belongs to something enormous buried just below. And it is definitively not human. Bruce is suddenly face to face with something of an incomprehensible scale and a completely alien origin. So, faced with this absolutely impossible sight, what does Bruce do? He doesn't investigate. He doesn't even scream for Kyle. He completely forgets about his friend and just runs. He flees Stanridge Pines without a single look back, leaving every single question we have completely unanswered. You know, what Bruce just experienced fits perfectly into this genre we call cosmic horror. The fear here isn't about getting eaten by a monster. No, it's about that soul-crushing realization that humanity is just a tiny, insignificant speck in a universe filled with forces so vast and alien that we can't even comprehend them, let alone fight them. That hand, it's a symbol of that terrifying smallness. And so the story just ends, leaving us with this laundry list of massive, unanswered questions. It deliberately fulfills that initial prompt it was born from, giving us absolutely no answers, no certainty, and no closure at all. And this, right here, is the key takeaway. The story's refusal to explain anything isn't a weakness. It is a deliberate and incredibly powerful technique. You see, our minds, they hate a vacuum. So when we're given a mystery like that black hand or what happened to Kyle, our own imagination rushes in to fill in the blanks. And what we come up with is always tailored to our own deepest fears, making it far more terrifying than anything an author could ever write down. In the end, the woods of Stanridge Pines forces us to ask ourselves what true horror really is. Is it the monster you can fight? The one you can see? The one you can maybe understand? Or is it that one little glimpse of something so vast, so alien, that it just breaks your entire understanding of reality, leaving you with a mystery that you know, deep down in your gut, you can never ever solve?